Whoa. Hello, adjusting mic. Can't start a stream without me fucking around with the mic. Hold on, I need to sit slightly farther from the desk so I don't rock the mic. Should I get a standalone mic stand? This one's clamped to the desk, so I can't really put my hands on the desk with the controller, because when I'm like too excited, I'll like jostle the mic and it'll cause that sort of sound. But anyways, the title of the stream is I'm in pain. I went to a tournament. I went to a Warhammer tournament this weekend. Had fun for the most part. It was a grand tournament, so there were 5 rounds, 5 Warhammer games in 2 days, and 5 is a mercy. The other grand tournament I went to was a golden ticket event, so the winner gets a golden ticket to the World Championships. I obviously did not. I came in so dead perfectly in middle of the pack in that GT. I was just like, no, nowhere near. Yeah, I lost half my games, but you know, had fun. Went with some friends from the local hobby store. This one I went alone. Halleck tree. And I had fun for the most part. Mike, get closer. Where am I? Yeah. It's always going to be a little bit of a mixed bag in terms of like. Oh man, yeah. In terms of like the best quality opponents, and it's not unusual to meet player who's like you're like, yeah, he's fine. Ow. Like, he's fine. Didn't do anything super terrible. Ow. I should probably focus on this. It didn't do anything super terrible, and or whatever. One of my opponents was like I want to say he's like a high schooler. He was fine. He was it was slightly obnoxious, but like he's a kid. Like, I'm gonna cut him so much slack because he's just a kid. You know how some of them talk where they're like super confident high schoolers, you know, talking stuff. I don't want to say talking trash. Like he wasn't necessarily talking trash. But ow. I should focus on my game, huh? Do you have buck teeth or something? What the heck? What was it? But like, you know, there's that certain demeanor that like comes with youth and overconfidence at the same time. And at the same time, it's like it wasn't like unfounded confidence, because he was a heck of an opponent. He really was. So, but it's just not always the most pleasant when you're on the receiving end of his ass kicking, I suppose. I bet he's a gracious winner, but I sort of won on a little bit of a time technicality, and he was He was not happy with that. Ow. Oh, right. Hold on. What? Ow. But he was also, like, mad in a relatively mature way, where he's just, like... He's just kind of, like, silently mad, so I'm like, you know, you're... fine. Oh, right, you don't get poisoned. Really should. Ow. I'm using the wrong weapon for this. Basically, what I'm getting to is... I wouldn't really want to hang out with him in, like, a casual setting. I don't know how much fun I would have talking to him. So let me go back. My first round opponent was a cool dude. He was super organized. Like, he had a binder with references and, like, any sort of, like, if we need some sort of wording for something, for a certain rule, he would be immediately be able to flip to a page, and we could read it and resolve it in, like, 10 seconds. It was amazing. He was a great opponent. I kicked his ass, though. But he was a great opponent. The unfortunate part about him is that I mean, in hindsight, it was kind of worth it because it was a fun game. But, like, we went overtime, but because we had go into lunch right after the first round, we had about an hour and a half of extra time. We asked the judge if we could play into lunch at overtime, and the judge said, sure, just make sure that you finish up 10 minutes before the next round. And so we had an extra hour and a half to, like, finish out the next few rounds. And so that's what we did. And we had a fun game. It was actually closer than it seemed on paper, because I almost doubled his score on paper, but in practice it's mostly because during the last round, if depending on how things went, you can end up scoring a lot. So I just realized I don't actually need to fight them. I just need to loot this thing and move on. You do have buck teeth. Or they might just be regular teeth, but they look like buck teeth to me. So yeah, I had a very, very long game, and we only finished like exactly 10 minutes before the round. I missed my chance to eat. Second round was into the kid. His army was in my face very, very fast, and it was a close game for about 3 rounds, and then we ran out of time. And unfortunately, once you run out of time, you finish the round, and then you stop, and you just score from there. And I just barely eked out a win due to time. The board state wasn't favoring me very well. And the kid was kind of mad, but he didn't throw a tantrum or anything. He was just silently fuming. And I felt bad for him. Like, it did seem like it does kind of suck to lose on a technicality and not because your army did badly or anything. And in my defense, I wasn't totally out of the game either. Because just because he had a favorable board state doesn't mean he was guaranteed to win. And oftentimes, since it's a dice game, it depends on how the dice rolls bear out as well. Ow. Ow, fuck. I'm not paying attention to the fighting. The rolling in this swamp shit is not great. But, anyways, I think he was... I overheard him in the rounds afterwards. He was kind of like bragging about his performance. Which, I mean, he's a kid. It's just what you do when you're younger. Just, I keep calling him kid. He's probably at least 18. It's a kid to me. But yeah, ooh, ha. Anyways, it's whatever. I'll cut him so much slack, because he's young, and it's not like he did anything bad. I've met a lot of younger folks, and a good half of them are actually very fun to be around, but this guy, I probably wouldn't, ow, I ended up in the, I was trying to, these guys do a lot of damage, huh? There's a talisman I should get. Ow, fuck, it curves around. Alright, let's just do this. No, where's my hyper armor? Flame cleanse me. Alright, there's I have a quest to finish here. It's gotta be an easier weapon to use. Third round. Met a relatively chill dude. He was a good opponent. He was fun. It was cool. I'd hang out with him. Third round opponent. Another very, very close game. This game, the chess clock appeared. Chess clocks are not uncommon in the tournament scene, so if one person wants to use a chess clock, you have to use a chess clock, which is fine. It's standard. But this is like the first... It's not the first time I've had to use a chess clock, but it is not... It wasn't... It's not common for me to use it because I'm very bad with it. And I realize I have a problem with being efficient with my time. Oh, right. Is there a... swamp shit? And the other issue I have with chess clocks is that you have to be in... most opponents will be very nice about it, but at the same time, you have to be the advocate for your own clock time. So there would be like when we would need to like call a judge to dispute a rule, and I would forget the clock or pause the clock, and then like my time would be ticking, and I would just lose extra minutes where I couldn't actually play. because we're trying to resolve a rules dispute, which is, again, rules disputes are common. They're not an indicator of anything other than the fact that we both don't know how to resolve this rule, so we need a neutral third party, and then we will obey whatever the neutral third party says. Calling a judge is very common, because I've had cases where I was trying to tell my opponent they are allowed to do something, and my opponent would be like, no, I shouldn't be allowed to do that. And I'm like, no, you are. And then we'd call a judge. I'm trying to give my opponent power, and they're like, to be fair to them, they're also like, I don't think it shouldn't, that doesn't seem right to me. I shouldn't be able to do that. That seems powerful. And I'm like, no, you're allowed to do that. And we would call a judge. So those are some of the funniest disputes, because like we're advocating for each other. I should probably find a weapon that would be... I have a bow. I'm not paying attention to this game. I also don't have to fight you guys. Alright, so there's a... Ah, this swamp shit. The most annoying part about this is there's no stake of marca here. There is a mini... Ow. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I think there's a, No, guess not. Oh, wait, there's a ladder here. Okay, okay. There's a... I think there's a grace around here. There it is. So, third round opponent. Super cool guy. I wouldn't say we had a chill game, but we had an amiable game. And that's the sort of game you want. It was a super close game. I ran out of clock time. He had 6 minutes on the clock at the end. And so when you run out of clock time in a tournament, what happens is the turns still continue, but the person without clock time is not allowed to do anything. They can still score points based on the current position of their units, but they cannot move them or do anything. And I ran out of clock time. He had 6 minutes left at round 5, which is the last round of the game. So each game is 5 rounds. But I was in a better scoring position before I was disallowed to move. I don't know if so I'm not allowed to do anything. It was like the third game. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I wanted to go home. Win or lose, I just want to go home. But I forgot to ask if I was allowed to pull secondaries at least, because sometimes I might accidentally score a positional secondary or something. Who knows? But anyways, I was in a good scoring position passively, because I was just standing on objectives. And so I scored some amount of primary points. And he pulled 2 secondaries that he said he couldn't score. And he went through the motions of doing his turn, but to see if he could get anywhere to score some points somehow. And the final score was like 74-72. my victory. It was a tight game. The next day afterwards, when I was talking to him, he said, "Oh, I forgot that I was actually able to score one of the secondaries." I was like, "Oof." I think it was like one of the. It was probably a secondary worth 3 points. So, since it was 74-72, 3 points would have won him the game. Because it would have turned the 74-72 to a 74-75. Again, it's a super ridiculously tight game. We beat each other senseless on the board. I had fun. I hope he had fun. And then, so I suspect, and this might just be a persecution complex, I suspect at some point there was a rumor about me playing maybe a bit too slow, which, to be fair, I probably was. Because I've always had an issue with time, because I really, really want to think through my turn. And because the way I play Warhammer, every turn, every move I make is actually extremely consequential because my army is so expensive. So like sometimes there are a lot of things that are determined by inches, millimeters even. Probably not millimeters, because like, but you know, upwards of half an inch can make a huge difference. Because let's say you got a 7-inch charge and you roll a 6. Guess what? You're not making that 7-inch charge. There's a boss here. Do you bleed? Ow. Oh shit. Not this one. This one. Alright. Ow. Oh, you could... Oh, the drink animation took a... Okay, so... You have a lot of health. Do I have to cheese you? I could try cheesing you. This is a, this game is Elden Ring, but it's more like my yap session. I'm not actually playing the game very much. But anyways, so what's interesting about scoring is that, Americans and Europeans score differently. And the British also scores differently. Just, there's the American system, the European system, and then the the British system. And for the longest time, I'm just like, isn't Britain just more Europe? And it's like, kinda. Oh, keep yapping. Haha. I will. You cannot stop me, for this is my stream. I am not equipped with the right talismans. Alright, let me see. Do I just want to cheese this guy? Maybe. Maybe there's a pathway to cheesing. I also don't know if I can... arrows. Maybe equip. Okay, where was I? Oh, different scoring systems. I'll just trigger this guy. Can I lock onto you? Yes. I lost the lock. I feel like an idiot. Okay. Ow. They may have fixed his AI so that he paths up to here. Yeah, I think he used to be able to, oh, nice. So what if I... Oh, wait, can I not get back? Or do I have to jump on that branch? Ow! I should probably explore my terrain first. So the European system of scoring is called differential scoring. So the American system is where you just straight up tally your scores, your victory points, and whoever has more victory points just wins. But the Europeans, in an effort for, cause like they realized that sometimes small differences in score is just literally a game of chance on what you pull. Cause there's two ways to score secondary points in your scoring system. There's primary points are pretty locked in, but secondary it can often be random because it depends on what objectives you pull. And sometimes you just get bad pulls. And obviously the mark of a good general is to do your best even with bad pulls. But it does mean that there are fluctuations in your scoring simply due to random chance. And that's usually on the order of like 0 to 5 points. And it's really kind of unfair. Like this. I'm just gonna stand on this branch. I don't think you can get on this branch, so... Do you get poisoned? I know you're Scarlet Rot immune. So this is bleed arrows. I don't think he'll fall off. Just because he'll hit the branch. Alright, let's use the better arrow. So anyways, the way the European points are tallied is score differential. You get points based on how far apart your scores are. And if your scores are like less than 5 points apart, I think, it's technically a tie. A tie game. So if we use the European scoring system, I believe both my second game and my third game would have been would have counted as a tie. I need to look into how they score a little bit deeper, because it does seem like a more fair scoring system. Because straight points is being at the mercy of RNG, even for small points differentials. Kind of sucks. And then, so the part I haven't looked too deeply into is that the score differential system is based on 20 points each. So it's like a zero-sum sort of thing where there's a total of 20 points and it is split between winner and loser. So a 10-10 would be a tie because both players get 10 points. A 0 to 20 or 20 to 0 means like a dominant victory, and one player gets all the points. I'll probably look into it because it seems interesting. But since I'm in America, we're just going to be abiding by American rules. Looking into European stuff is just mostly for curiosity's sake. Yep, until the monster dies. So. Yep, and once you take them down, you get to do this stuff. This may take me a few tries. Jump attacks, sure. Oh wow, that took a lot of arrows. Fourth game, I lost against, oh my god, I have a lot of, wait, yeah, you don't lose that much on invasion, so it's probably fine. Oh, she has the same setup as me. Oh, fuck. I was drinking the wrong potion. Fourth guy. He eventually went into second place. He was nice in the beginning. But he was very... He was very uptight, is what I'll say. Again, didn't do anything bad. Didn't cheat or anything. Wasn't an absolute... Not absolutely unpleasant, but like definitely... definitely hitting that, like... a little bit of that try hard. That's, I mean, he's I literally fluked my way into the top tables. Let me get that clear. First day I won all 3 games. Oh, goodbye. First day I won all 3 games. Basically a little bit of a fluke. Oh, Millicent just kicked their asses. Holy shit. Damn. Just needed to give Millicent the opening. Where are you, Millicent? You're lying down here somewhere. Oh, there you are.
Oh. Hello. Thank you for lending your hand. Without your help, I could not have defeated that quartet. I feel as if I've been in your debt from beginning to end. Thank you. With your help, I was able to live as my own person.
And the Millicent was fine, and nothing bad happened, and they lived happily ever after. Who's they? Me. It's me. I bring her back to the round table and sit her down next to the fireplace where she sleeps peacefully while I go become Elden Lord. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Actually, did you have more to say?
But this, I paused to if I took out the needle myself.
Oh, right.
Tell whoever put you up to this that if I am to flower into something other than myself, I would rather rot into nothingness as I am. Please, let me pass alone. The scarlet rot writhes now, worse than ever. Soon, I won't be more than a mound of flesh, curse-laden. Untouchable. I wouldn't want such a thing to bring you harm. Please, the scarlet soon, curse-laden. I wouldn't want such a...
You'll be fine. No, you won't. You'll be fine. This is a Soulsborne game. No, don't don't listen to the whispers. It's a Soulsborne game. It's all tragic. Don't worry about the whispers. Listen to me. No. So where was I? Right. Fourth game. Round opponent. Mostly clean game, but he was tryharding, dude, and I suppose there's a good reason. Again, he ended up in second place. He was the second place winner of the tournament. And I won the first 3 games in this tournament, so I ended up on top tables. A little bit of a fluke. Not that I didn't fight and give my opponents a really good game. But the only victory that was super clean was the first one where we played into overtime. Into lunch, and I was busted. I had to eat lunch. I had to eat my lunch at the table on round 2 while my opponent was going. I was just eating my sandwich. I did not get to chill for an hour. So I was just like, oh god, straight into my next game. 3 games in a day is ridiculous. By the way, if you've never done it, it's kind of too much. I've come to the point where I'm just kind of like, maybe I should stop. Either that or I play an army that is a little bit easier to play than the current one I am. Guess I'll pump my vigor up some more. But, well, I don't know if my army is necessarily hard to play, but it is delicate, I guess, because my units are fairly expensive, and so I need to extract maximum value out of them before I preciously trade their lives away. I have a few other armies, but they're also kind of like delicate to play, so I'm not getting any relief there. Catch up with the VOD. Happy hunting. Thank you. I will happily hunt. Thanks for stopping by. I will continue yapping to myself. I can get to the upper roof. And there's the lower roof. Oh, don't want to fall in that hole yet. Guess I will fall into the hole. Beam. Ow. Oh, do I have to bum rush them? Yeah. Ow. Ow, fuck. I don't have to bum rush them, you can actually kill them slowly. From a distance. Oh, hello. Balcony. Excellent. Will fireball reach you? No. Ow. Swarm of flies? That'll work. Ow. Ah, fuck. Ah. Shit, I needed to pull them out of the room. Not focusing very well. I should probably go take a nap. So, I'm still yapping. Oh, right, 4th round opponent. He was try-harding, dude. I was not jiving with his try-harding attitude. I mean, I get it. I ended up at the top tables. People gonna be try-harding, but you can be on the top tables and not be such a try-hard and still win. I was observing the person who ended up being the 3rd place winner. He was a super chill guy, honestly. He was super cool. Pretty fun to talk to. It was like an older gentleman. He scored points like a madman. Is how he won most of his games. He was just score, score, score. Yeah, and that's how you win. Ow. I think I can fight down here. Some sort of shortcut. Ow. These homing web thing, or these homing missile things are quite annoying. Is this the... Oh, yes it is. See this right here? That's Melania. Blade of Mikola. So yeah, ended up in Tryhard World, but so Tryhard isn't. So first thing to clarify, what most people mean by tryhard doesn't necessarily mean not competitive. Tryhard means desperate to win. No, desperate might be the wrong word. Or maybe it is the right word. But basically, they're more concerned about winning than having fun. There, that's the definition, I think, or their version of having fun, I guess, is getting victories big and small, even if it's unpleasant for people involved. That's where they get their rocks off. And they have a tendency to be people who don't, have I already been here? I feel like I've already... Is this one of those useless shortcuts? Maybe? No. Maybe. What's up here? But yeah, basically tryhards will look up the most effective strategies. Their goal isn't to necessarily have fun in the way, at least the way I like to have fun. Their joy is the final fleeting victory they get at the end, and they will chase the most effective strategies in order to reach that goal, regardless of whether or not the process being enjoyable is irrelevant to them. The end result of winning is what matters. And so they are results oriented, and I find that kind of player very unpleasant to play against, because they will I think they're on some level aware that this is generally something of an unpleasant attitude, so they will try to be nice and they will work on it, at least at the beginning, but they will revert back to their trying to get every single tiny advantage they can once they start moving onto the back foot and making some, I guess, like, borderline arguments. And I kind of find that, I mean, I don't mind following the rules as intended and following alright. And playing like a good, clean game. I always want a clean game. Even though, unfortunately, I'm maybe not as clean as I would love to be. Oh, I should loot that. What is the... I did lose out. I should be doing jump attacks, huh? Is this a butterfly? Yes. Yes, it is. Ow. But what is it? I'm trying to figure out like what's... There's a few things. I guess I can best describe it as I'm spending 3 hours with you in a game, and I would like to have fun. And so... Ow. Ow. You have so much fucking health, dude. Where was I? So, I've arrived at a certain philosophy playing Warhammer. This took a while to cultivate, by the way, so I don't want to expect people to do it the same way I do, or try to. I'm also imperfect. Sometimes I'm clutching onto every little advantage I can. It's just as a matter of instinct. But having fun is a collaborative... Ow, fuck. Holy shit. You know what? I shouldn't be blindly charging into groups. That's a silly idea. Especially when I have a bow. Equip some normal arrows here. Oh, jeez. That does so much damage. Does it do physical damage? I should put on the physical damage reduction talisman. Where was I? So yeah, the playing Warhammer is it's you should approach it as like a collaboration of having fun. You're obviously trying to win, and you're fighting each other trying to win, and like you should play clean games with all the correct rules applied correctly. All that jazz. But there's also... I don't really have to fight these guys. Oh, I should... Oh, hey, there's a ladder here. Alright. Let's equip the awesome talisman here. And I should equip the superior version here. And Is that going to give me terribly much? I don't actually know. It gives me something. Ow. Ow. Getting stuck in a corner. I'm yapping here. So we're collaborating to have fun together. And when you meet a try-hard opponent, he's not collaborating for fun anymore. He is looking out for his own victory, which is, to be fair, it's a competitive tournament. They are both allowed and probably encouraged to do that. But it is certainly going to make my time not as fun. And we're going to spend 2 hours together. I would like the both of us to have fun. And so we did play a clean game, but I wouldn't really want him as an opponent again. Ow, 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 ow. Probably gonna death run this a few times. I hate fighting these guys. They're so squirmy. And the volume of attacks is very high. Especially when there's a giant group of them. So yeah. Fought against a tryhard. He was nice in the beginning. But then he started doing things that I don't like, and were to my disadvantage. He was perfectly allowed within the rules to do so. And, you know, he was technically correct on some of his arguments, which is fine, I guess. But it was very annoying. Because I feel like some of my... I guess there's this thing... So there's this thing called playing by intention. And... oh gosh. Spells. I should drop down from above. That's what I should do. I'm yapping here. Most competitive players play by intent because there's a few reasons. One, you're on a clock. The 3-hour time limit doesn't give you... Warhammer at 2,000 points is a very, very, very long game. And you can end up playing upwards of 4 or 5 hours. But in a tournament, you are constrained to 2 hours from the moment... Ow. Fuck these spells. Ow. From the moment you get paired to the moment they call time is a 3-hour time limit. Okay, I got what I needed. Fuck you guys. So anyways, and the reason why most players play by intent is because of the time limit. It is very hard to play with precision. Like I want to put this unit here, and then you declare my intention is to hide it as best as possible from angles of attack. And then, so you drop your unit there, and you go from there. And of course, you try to be precise with placement as fast as you can. I don't need to run this way. I run the other way. Precision movement is still important. Oh, hello. Damn. You have a lot of health. Oh, you're a knight. Okay. Ah, shit, I hear him. Fuck. You aggroed all the way over here? Oh, fuck. The stab attack is always slightly longer at the range than I expect. Should I do the jump? I should do the jump talisman. Yeah. So that's playing by intention. So part of playing by intention is announcing your intentions. And unfortunately, I'm still a little bit bad about it. But, there are also certain things that, like, you can sort of assume certain intentions. And that's the sort of part of playing by intentions is like giving your opponent the benefit of the doubt in not in just what they say, but what their gameplay intentions are. You're assuming they're gonna want to play the most optimally they can. And so it's just like, obviously I didn't want to place these things here out exposed over here to a unit I knew nothing about. Fuck, I pivoted. Ow, fuck. Ow, damn it. Fighting for my life here, can you not? Can you guys not be here? I hate that spell so much. Oh god, always in a group. Wait. Oh, jeez, okay. So rude, can't ever have a one-on-one. Ah, fucking hell. Oh god. That's a cliff. Ow, fuck. Can I not just aggro the entire zone? Jesus Christ. Ran out of healing potions. You know, I don't have to fight them. Something I need to... I pivoted. Something I have to remember. I can just run through and loot the place. There's nothing that important here. Is that a shortcut? Fighting by intention. So... a lot of the way I play is like... some intention is kind of implied. And there's sometimes an argument in the community of like how much leeway do you give intention, and I'm just like I guess you could abuse that. Every rule can be abused, which is just the nature of things. If there's a rule, someone thinks they're clever in abusing the rule. But then again, it can also go. Oh. I think that's all there is to loot, right? Oh shit. There. I don't think this is particularly anything. Maybe let's take a look. There's some knights down there, but there's nothing to loot down there. I'm just here. Okay. There's a bow knight over here, and I guess I can just drop down and then be behind the sky. And there's nothing here. But sadness. Huh. Ow. Ow, fuck. I pivoted. I don't know why they implement pivots in this game like that. They have it in Zelda too. A pivot is where you're sprinting and then like you change your direction like too hard and you get locked into this animation. And when you're locked in that animation, you can't do anything else, and it gets you killed. It's like, it looks cool, but like it's useless. Meanwhile, if I don't sprint and I just change direction, it doesn't do that. And like you can avoid it. Like I just did that. If I jump and I can like change direction instantly without having to mess with that pivot. See? Pivot doesn't do anything, it just fucks you. Because you're trying to... It's an animation where you stop your momentum, but like... gets you killed. It gets me killed. Yeah, if I... See? That's, yeah, if I change direction and if I jump and change direction, it's much better and faster than the pivot. Skill issue, I guess. Alright, I don't think there's anything in that courtyard to loot. And I got like 14,000 souls out of it. Let's go poke Millennia Forbidden die. Might poke her a couple times and go take a nap. Anyways, gameplay made me lose my train of thought. Timer. Chess clocks. Playing by intention. And the point of playing by intention is, I mean, you announce your move so that your opponent knows exactly what you're doing. And part of it is to save time. The other part is like, it's really not that much fun to obsess over millimeters. That's the other point of playing by intention. Is like, I'm going to put my guys back here, and I am intending to hide them as best as possible. And I will do my best to position these models so that they are hiding as best they can. And sometimes, ignoring the instances where sometimes people try to abuse that, when used correctly, it's like, all right, I will like honeycomb these models into this corner, and I think there is some configuration where I can hide, and but it will be slightly imperfect. But I think, in theory, there's a place I can hide in this corner, and I will do my best. Or I'm gonna put these here, and that's my intention. And of course, if it comes up that it might matter whether or not you can see those models from the tightest angle, instead of saying, oh, I can see your model, even though they're like 1 millimeter out of position, it's like, okay, you didn't mean to have this model 1 millimeter out of position, and you intended to hide. So let us jiggle these models a little bit and see if we can find a position where they're actually quite hidden from this model that's coming for you. And so you do that for a few seconds, like, and you come to the conclusion, it's like, nope, there's no possible conclusion version of this where you can hide them, so I will see that model. Or yeah, there's some gaps here, so we'll just retroactively shuffle these models around a little bit because you intended to hide them, and then I will retry drawing line of sight. That's sort of like an example. I forgot she's actually very okay, no ducking under. Ow. Ow. Maybe... Hold on, I got an idea. Is it Mimic? No, it's not Mimic. Latenna's still good. Oh shit. Oh no, not Latenna. Ow, fuck. Fuck, no. Lieutenant, no. I pivoted. Oh. Figured as much. Not close enough. Okay. Whoa! Not gonna have enough potions for phase 2. Ah, shit. Oh, I forgot about the huge dash on the third. I'm gonna dodge this. Yeah, that's fine. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. Ow. Give me an opening. Fine. I don't know if I can push her. Ah! Dueling. Okay. So let me try. So I've always just cheesed her as best I can. Even then, sometimes the cheesing's actually pretty hard. But Mimic Tear is super good for cheesing her. Let's give her another poke. But anyways, 4th round opponent, mostly okay, I guess. He's nice in the beginning, but then like as things got tighter, he started doing some, I don't know if I want to say angle shooting, but kind of. So much health is coming back. Whoa.
By the scarlet rot.
By the scarlet rot. Okay. So this is useless. Let's Oh, fuck. She changes directions. Oh, wow. Oh, fuck. There's a way to... So, I've always cheesed Melania by manipulating the power of the Mimic. Though if I progged for a few hours, I can probably get her moveset down and just fight her. Phase 1 isn't as big of an issue as Phase 2 because of the extra stuff going on, and reaching Phase 2 to practice her is... because, like, every time I wipe on Phase 2, I have to redo Phase 1. Although I can just get really good at Phase 1. I can cheese her again. Anyways, I should finish up this tournament talk. Round 5, super awesome opponent. The exact type of opponent I would always want. Always cooperative and not too concerned about the minutia or like he allowed me to do a few takebacks where like I wanted to discard this secondary and not the other one while he was halfway through his movement phase. Again, takebacks are the opponent's call, but it's generally good form if it's like not too late to just like, yeah, sure, whatever, go for it. Now obviously there are times where it would be really unfair to get to have that take back, Like if some important piece of positioning or role had already happened, it's too late to do certain takebacks. Like I've already rolled super awesome on this shooting attack, I guess. I can't really, it's not really fair to let you take back the positioning of your super important thing. But if you want to do like a take back of like, okay, I forgot that that unit was over there, can I not expose myself in this angle? That is, again, opponent's call, but that's sort of the thing, like it plays into the playing by intention thing where it's like, sure, take it back, nothing important has happened, and this will change my own movement, but since we're still in the movement phase, it's no big deal. That sort of thing. Or like, I'm gonna shoot this unit. And also, the other part about cooperative gameplay is keeping each other, giving each other reminders and informed of certain gameplay decisions and their ramifications. And so that you can make decisions fully informed and not be hit by gotchas. I got hit by a few gotchas in that fourth game, and it was infuriating because there's no way I could remember all of those rules all at once as we both vomit them out at the beginning of the game. And I guess he issued reminders at random times, but like they were not at the important times. So there was one gotcha in the fourth game where I was suited up to charge a unit, and I did some inconsequential shooting into them because I thought, why not? I have some guns. And he used that opportunity to do a reactive move on that unit to pull them back to make me have a longer charge range, and I'm just like, you have a reactive move? And he like, yeah, I told you at the beginning of the game. Like, how the fuck am I gonna remember that? And also it wasn't important shooting. It was I might as well shoot because I have guns shooting, but if I had remembered you had reactive moves, or reminded you had reactive moves, I wouldn't have shot that unit with my inconsequential guns. That would cause you to have a reactive move. That is like a feels bad moment. Turned my 4-inch charge into an 8-inch charge, and that was immensely frustrating. And part of the reason why I was so upset at that is because in my other detachment I had a reactive move, but I would always remind my opponents I had it so that they would not ever be caught off guard by it, because you win that way once. And it always feels bad. I hate it. So I would always remind my opponents, if you move too close, I can reactive move. So before you move too close, here's a measurement, or here's a thing to remind you. And if you're gonna come in, know that I can do this. And so I want you to be fully informed before you take that risk. And I've had opponents in the past would be like, oh, my unit has a blood surge. And I'm like, oh, you have a blood surge? And like, yeah, if you didn't mean to shoot them, just shoot at something else, it's fine. And I've had one opponent where I shot that unit. He's like, yeah, I have a blood surge. Are you sure you wanted to shoot me? And I'm very happy he informed me. And I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I'll still shoot them. And he blood surged closer to me, and I charged him. So, you know, whatever. So that was cool. But this 4th round player, man. And then there was another gotcha moment. Oh my god. There's this unit where if you shoot him, he can shoot you back at his full ballistic skill. And it's another one of those situations where I shot him with a gun that wasn't gonna kill it, But I was like, I had a gun. I might as well shoot it. And he's like, yep, I will shoot you back now. And I'm like, you can shoot me back? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, I didn't know that. And he's like, I told you like a million times. And in my brain, I'm like, you did? When? Because this model had another rule. That was free Overwatch. I was more concerned about that. He reminded me that he had free Overwatch and he shot at full ballistic skill. And so that one was fine. He told me he had Overwatch. I decided to take that risk and move closer. He activated Overwatch. Overwatch didn't do anything. Even if that went badly, at least I was fully informed. And so I could bear with the consequences because I was fully informed. But when I shot him and he shot me back, and I was just like, what? And he insisted that he had already reminded me. I was so tired. It was day 2. There was no way I could have. I don't know. I have no memory of it. And so I shot him and he shot me back, and there was no take backsies on that one. There was another moment where, because I was trying to play a little bit faster, because I didn't want to be slow again. I'm trying to respect my opponent's time and my own time. And so I had some units that were like not precisely slapped down, and in one of the later rounds he moved one of his units over and drew the thinnest line of sight possible to a slightly out of position model that I probably didn't like, I put the models down intending, I didn't announce it unfortunately, but I intended them to have like a tight grouping. And if you looked at the formation and the models, there was one model that was like slightly not in the tight grouping, and that was the model he shot at with the faintest line. And I was like, I wasn't precisely dropping them down. And so I meant to have them like tightly grouped up, and he's like, it's too late, dude. And I'm like, sure, I guess. And so he shot them. Turns out the way the dice rolls worked out, I made a whole lot of saves. I only lost one model. Boo-hoo. And I rolled pretty well for saves. But still, that moment sticks out to me as like really frustrating. I should talk about the 5th game, which I had mostly had fun. I made one big mistake that basically lost me the game. I left the back corner open, and he deep struck some, he rapid ingressed some units in, and basically I lost my home objective due to that play. And it was my own misplay. I didn't screen out that corner. And I didn't want to ask for a take back because I didn't feel like it was fair to ask for a take back. This was like the 5th round, and he was like fighting for 3rd place. And so obviously in my 5th game against this 5th player, he wants to win, because he was there's the 1st place and the 2nd place, and he was basically fighting for 3rd place to podium. And so we both obviously wanted to win. We played to the best, but he was actually a very nice guy and very pleasant to play with. And he allowed me a number of takebacks. But that major play, that major mistake on my part, that lost me the game, I didn't feel like it was fair to ask for a takeback, because like, Um, that was a genuine slip of judgment. The unit I had screening that corner couldn't move far enough, so that corner was open regardless, and the only way I could have screened that corner was to sacrifice the positioning of a unit that I had put specifically for plunging fire from a very tall building. I would have needed to have put that unit into that corner to cover it up, which if I had a minute to think about it, I probably would have done, but I have no way to prove that case, because the way I positioned my units, I wanted that unit with a whole lot of big guns to get plunging fire off of a tall building and have a whole lot of armor penetration, because I was aiming to kill a specific target. And so I mistakenly left a pocket open in the back, and that lost me the game. But otherwise played a very tight game. And it was a very good game. I would play him again. 10 out of 10. Very pleasant opponent. He unfortunately didn't get third place because I think he ended up like 4th or 5th. He needed the so there was a decent score differential between him and me, but this wasn't determined by score differentials. It was determined by sheer, first was win percentage of opponents, help with your placing, and then if there was a tie, it would be battle points, which is just how many victory points you've scored in total. And he ended up 4th or 5th. I ended up in 6th place out of 27 people. I say 27, but the official listing I think said 20 people. I think that's because after the first day, 7 people dropped. Because there were 27 people signed up, and there was a 28th player who came in as a ringer, so that nobody has to get a buy. Buys are no fun. You're just sitting there for 3 hours doing nothing. Unless the tournament organizer has some time, and he'll give you 80 points, victory points. It was like 70 or 80 for free, and then he'll play a for funsy games with you, just so that you don't feel totally forked over. So that's cool. I had some of that once or twice. So I like to earn my points, so I didn't like just automatically getting 70 points or whatever, but having a for funsy game is kind of cool though. But anyways, yeah, first round opponent, cool dude, had a lot of fun, played a very long game, he exhausted me. Second opponent, not as pleasant, but he's like a high schooler, I'll cut him some slack. Third round opponent, actually very cool dude. Would play him again, had some banter with him on the second day. Fourth round opponent, too much of a tryhard. Fuck him. And not in a good way. Would not want to play him again. He ended up in second place. I had a little bit of banter before, at the end of the game. I was trying to have post-game talk with him, and that was what really cemented my dislike of him, because he was not willing to entertain the possibility that I had a path to victory. Which is so... like, you've already won, dude. I'm just talking about hypotheticals. Why are you so insistent that it was impossible for me to win? He was just like, you did what you he was like, you did exactly what you should needed to do, but it was basically impossible for you to win anyways. And I'm like, dude, even if I'm not favored to win, I still should try and look for paths to victory, because there is a path to victory. Even if I am unfavored, there's always a path to victory. And with I feel like what he didn't understand, because some of these people are very statistics and math focused, but they forget about board position and strategy as much. Because his armies very much blow you off the table. I have a little castle that's unkillable. I'm going to blow you off the table, and then I will spread out and score everything. And he was like, he was using like counter hypotheticals, and I'm like, I'm trying to improve my game, dude. You've already won. I don't need to know that you have a definite win strategy. But yeah, I cursed him after that. I said, okay, so looks like you're winning and you're on the road to first place, so you better win this whole thing. You cannot lose to your next opponent. You better win this whole thing. And so I can still brag to my friends that my loss is to the winner of the event. And you know, there's the a lot of like I read a lot of fantasy novel stuff that has like nobles saying one thing and meaning another. The subtext that flew over his head is like, I hope this statement just puts so much pressure on you that you lose your next game. It was probably too subtle and went over his head, lol. So, and then we both had a laugh, and I laughed at him inside. Even though I lost. Don't worry about it. Fifth game, an opponent. Cool guy. We had a post-game talk. I think I made some small mistakes that game, but my big one was leaving that pocket open, and he agreed. But it was super fun talking to him in post-game as well. So I had 3 lovely opponents. One opponent I will cut some slack with because he's young, and one opponent who was deeply favored to win, but too much of a tryhard for me to have any fun, and I don't want to play him again. I wish I played the 3rd place winner, who he's very good at the game, but he seemed really chill and like super cool. And so like I was watching him from the next table over, and he was reminding his opponent like, if you want to shoot this guy, make sure to move closer because of low knock. And so he was also playing like the cooperative, fully informed gameplay of like informing his opponent his options so that he can make the informed decisions. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna shoot that guy, so I'm gonna stay out of low knock range. It's like, cool. And it's like that moment cemented to me that he's a cool guy to play against, because that's the sort of thing I would do. It's just like, if you're looking to kill this guy low knock, you want to come within 12. That sort of reminder, and like avoiding gotcha moments. Anyways, I just spent this stream yapping about my weekend tournament. Hope you had fun listening to me. I'm gonna go take a nap now. See ya. Also, the title is I Am in Pain because standing up for 10 hours and then standing around for another 8 or 9 hours the day after is like, I need to start popping my ibuprofen. I'm tired, I'm in pain, I'm tense all day, and my brain is like going a million miles per hour. And I need to look into leagues, which are like, they're still competitive, but like they're more relaxed schedule wise, because you're scheduling one game once every 2 or 3 weeks, and you do your rankings from there instead of 3 games in a day. So I wonder if there's any leagues nearby. It would be cool to join a league, because I do love playing like 1 or 2 games in a day. 3 games is no, I don't want to do 3 games in a day. And like the major tournaments are like 3 games a day, 6 games total, or the super big one is 8 rounds. 3 games on day 1, 3 games on day 2, And then day 3 is the shadow round where the top scorers play 2 games and everyone's super tired. Anyway, see ya.